Welcome to the Sandler Sales and Sales Leadership Thought of the Day. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had an underperforming salesperson and you thought, man, what's going on with them? I need to give them some difficult feedback, but you were a little nervous to do that. They seem to take things kind of personally, and sometimes when you try to give them any what we call constructive criticism, all they heard was you yelling at them or you treating them poorly. And you avoided the situation, or you tried to oh man, I don't know what to do, until it became such a problem that you almost had to let them go. And sometimes as managers, we get into these situations because we're not sure how to give that feedback in a way that's going to get heard. And one of the things that we talk about at Sandler is something called identity role theory. It's really important to understand this theory because what it talks about is the role as the role we play in our lives, right? So in this case, we have a salesperson playing a salesperson role. And if we were to hire somebody for that role, we would expect certain behaviors, certain mindsets, certain activities on a regular basis. And if you weren't able to perform that, we would have to find somebody else to perform that role. But it wouldn't necessarily reflect on you as an individual. This is the important differentiation. So the role is the roles we have people playing, but the I side, or the identity, is the core values and beliefs people have. And a lot of times they mix those two things up. So when you're out giving them some feedback to help them get better, they're confusing their natural identity with the role they're playing, so it feels like they're under attack. Next time you have to go give some negative feedback or have to get performance raised, start by talking about how you value them as a person. You really value them as an individual, their I side. Build that up. They're an I-10. Talk about how they've contributed to your organization. And then transition to the role problem. Just say, you know what, Sally, we really appreciate you in the organization, and we really love what you bring in the positive energy. But we have to talk about some of the behaviors that we need for this role. And some of those behaviors really are around prospecting. We need you to make 10 to 15 prospecting calls a day, and those haven't been happening. Can we talk about why they're not happening? See, we're going to preserve your I and then talk about the role, and the role is the behaviors. So next time you're concerned about having one of those critical conversations, make sure you set it up properly, separate the identity from the role. And you know what? If you have somebody performing well, don't forget to give them the positive ego strokes on the I side as well, the identity. Make sure that you're always building that up, and your people will perform at a much higher rate. They will feel that you care about them, that you empathize with them, and they'll stay longer and perform better. And that's the Sandler Sales Meeting Minute for the day. If that's interesting to you, feel free to reach out. We'd love to have you crash a class. We also have some free webinars coming up if you want to join us for that.